So today we're going to look at something that's actually quite rare for my collection of stuff. This is a 1976 Puch Maxis N. Note the lack of rear suspension, which some people prefer because they're lighter. And if you're modifying them, you can make them go a bit quicker. This one is going to remain stock. It's going to stay with its patina. I might clean the leaves off the chain guard. But last year this ran. Now I haven't had time to do anything with it this year. I've got new wheels for it because these are a bit buckled, although I might actually try and save these ones. And a few other things for it. But basically, when I got it, I bought it for £100 and I got another one free with it, which was in a lot worse condition, which is the blue one that I'm going to be doing a frame-off restoration on soon. So this one, it didn't have a carb, and that was all that was wrong with it. So I bought a Chinese carb for it. It worked alright, didn't run that well. So I then eventually bought a genuine Bing for it. It still didn't run that well. So I'm going to see if I can get it running today and see if I can make it run better. Then it should be the first one on the road for the next season, hopefully. So let's see if it still starts first of all. So it's got a little bit of fuel in it, but I'm going to put some more in. Now this isn't new fuel. I've had this about 6 or 8 months. I don't know what that is in the bottom of it, but I'm not going to tip it hard enough for that to come out. So let's get adding some. Oh yes, it's a great leak. Remind me not to smoke in here for a few days. I've done the choke, I've done the fuel tap. Let's see what we can do with it. And we now have a problem with the spark. I have one of these little spark testing spark plug. Oh god, I'm knackered now. Yeah, this has got a little light bulb in it. So if you have a spark, it lights up. Unfortunately, it didn't. So that needs investigating now. Let's give it a go. Lights up. That's good sign. Nothing yet. Use the ticker on the carb. Check the spark plug and clean the carb. It's worth mentioning as well, the spark plug was wet, so the carb is working, at least to some degree. Fuel's getting in, so we'll have to see. Okay, let's try for an old start, cold start. I have faith this time. And then it dies off. Blue smoke. Yes. So it will still run, just. at least it did run briefly. So it's just a case now of working out what the problem is, why it won't idle. I think it's a fuel thing, to be honest. Okay, so as you can see, I've had to ventilate the place a bit because it was full of smoke. I couldn't breathe, so that's never a good thing. But yeah, so there's several things that could be wrong with this. First of all, I'm going to try just fresh fuel and clean the carb out. Maybe check the timing, make sure that's alright. Another issue could be the exhaust. I don't know if it needs decarbonising or not. Perhaps the ports are blocked up or the exhaust's being choked a bit. If that doesn't work, check the spark issues. Maybe change the condenser or anything to do with the ignition side of things, really. And failing that, I'm going to give it a bit of a rebuild. I don't think I'll take the crankcase apart, but new seals, maybe new rings, hone the cylinder, we'll have to see. So that's a bit of a winter project there, but at least we're starting from a good place with it actually running, and the front light works. The rear one doesn't, but I'm sure it can't be anything too major. Just to give you a bit of the background on this bike, I managed to get it started last year. Like I said, I put that genuine Bing carb on it and it fired up. The same with the Chinese Bing, actually. It ran about the same with the Chinese one, so it's not too bad for 15 quid or whatever it cost. I bought it from a guy who had had it since about 1978, I think, and it hadn't been run since about 1980, and it just started right up. So I don't really know what the crack is with that. It's pretty good going. In that time though, he managed to do 4,000 miles on it. Now these need a rebuild after 5,000 apparently, so perhaps I should just, as a precaution, give it a rebuild anyway. I love this quirky L plate on the front. I think that would have originally been a front number plate. I don't know if the reg number's under there, but this bike's on a yellow number plate, so this would have been a white one at the front, and because it's on a black backing plate, I think perhaps it isn't. I do have another Maxi over here with an even cooler front number plate on it. Get that. But unfortunately, this one's in really bad nick. Now, the other thing with this is, with it being an early model, it's got a spark plug in the top, and it's also not got a clutch cover. To get to the clutch, you have to actually split the crankcases, which means it'll be no good for tuning or anything like that. But I only want to keep it stock anyway. You see on the back it's got a decompressor as well, which the later ones didn't. So yeah, it's just going to stay an original stock bike, but first I have to get it running properly, and then it should be ready with new tyres and a couple of other bits for an MOT. So that's where we're at with that. Thank you very much.